Hello and welcome to another update video about Polkadot. Polkadot continues to move higher here. In the last video we already talked about that this could have been a wave 5 peak. Yeah, it's not entirely clear. It might also be that we get one more high here. Certainly what we can see here on the chart is that we are still in an active uptrend. So at the moment there is no imminent signal that the uptrend is over. However, this was quite a significant spike here, quite a significant peak. Let me just double check that. I think we already reached the target here, didn't we? I think we talked about that in the last video. Because if I take the length of the third wave and go to the low of the fourth, then yeah, we perfectly, absolutely perfectly reached the 61.8 extension, which is the target for wave 5. Yeah, it's an ideal target for a fifth wave. The following strong sell-off could indicate that we already are in the wave 2. Obviously, a wave 2 consists of ideally 3 waves: A wave, B wave, C wave, and it might be that we already are in the C wave. Now that's at the moment not entirely clear. What I can tell you is that the move to the upside doesn't look impulsive anymore. It looks corrective, which means it could very well be a B wave, or, and that is unfortunately the other option, the other option would be that we are here in an ending diagonal, which could still push a little bit higher. And that would become active if we break above 683. Likelihood would suggest we're already coming down. But of course, we're now getting dangerously close to the 683 level. So without a strong downward signal, my view would be that we are at the moment, probably still pushing higher. We have to, because as long as this trend line is still valid, so we can draw a nice trend line here. We've got 3 touch points here. And I would say as long as we stay above the trend line, we can assume we push higher. If that might be a B wave, which might be overshooting, or if it is in some kind of an ending diagonal and the wave 1 will sit here and the wave count would be probably here 1, 2. Maybe we're only now putting in the third wave, 4 and 5, so that could still push a bit higher, even though we reached the target here. My view is if we break above 683, the next key target will be 744. So the point here is not to take profits too early, I guess. If the entry point here was obviously valid, if you entered here, then just move up your stop loss. Yeah, you could move it below the A wave low. You can also move it below the trend line, below the last swing low. I think likelihood would suggest that if we come down or break below the trend line, that we are in the C wave of 2. Depending on what happens now, if we now push higher first and make a higher high, then I have to assume the wave 5 has to be moved. And that means we haven't even started the wave 2. So we need to be a bit flexible here. But overall, we had the trade setup, we had the entry point. I think the wave 4 is done, the way this looks, and we're moving up in a wave 5. But I think it's getting... this is now getting towards the end of all these coins, I think, are getting towards the end of their rallies. Surely they could still move up another 10-20%. But we start to see bearish divergences all over the place. Here we already made a lower high now, but you saw it from that high to that high. We saw the bearish divergence. Let's see how this is going to play out. I think all these guys here are losing momentum, or they are reducing in momentum here. Daily chart, reduction in bullish momentum. If we get that bearish cross here on the MACD, it might be a confirmation that actually the wave 2 is started. The RSI had that bearish crossover. However, it hasn't really, the price hasn't confirmed it yet, and the MACD hasn't done it yet. And we still see a bullish divergence, bullish engulfing candle here on the daily. So at the moment, we need to keep both options open. The next very attractive setup would be possibly a short trade after losing the trend line, or a long trade when getting into this support area. That is still sitting between the 50% Fibonacci retracement and the 78.6 Fib, between 552 and 478. Yeah, that's my update about Polkadot. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.